Hi, my name is Dr. Ford, and I'm going to talk to you today about training, and specifically for athletic training. We are in a type of season right now where there's a lot of athletes are in off season, meaning their performance is coming down, they're not doing as many games or meets. But if you're a winter athlete, you also might be in season where you are doing lots of games and meets. And so when you're in season, you typically don't have the recovery time or the training time to build a lot of muscle. When you're off season, there's much more of a chance in terms of time to recover, to fuel properly, and to train properly in order to be ready for the next season. So a lot of athletes will use the off season to build new muscle tissue. So we call that muscle hypertrophy. Muscle hypertrophy is different than adipose tissue loss. So we'll call that increasing muscle mass, decreasing fat mass. They're two different things. Muscle doesn't turn into fat, fat doesn't turn into muscle, but most athletes, they want more power, speed, and you need more muscle fibers in order to do that. There's three parts of an athlete's training. You have recovery one, which is, I would say, the biggest influence on sports performance, so recovery. 2, you have fueling, and then 3, you have some sort of training. So I'm going to focus mostly on fueling. The fueling piece is you want to make sure that you're eating enough. So a lot of times in weight gain or any sort of weight recovery, you want to make sure you're eating enough. For a young athlete, let's say aged 18 to 25, they typically have such high levels of energy output. 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day just to maintain their muscle mass. So if they're wanting to increase muscle mass, you're going to need to increase that intake. So what that could look like might be 300 to 500 calories a day, which isn't much, but on specific timing in this recovery window after a lift with a specific nutrient ratio. So that ideal ratio is going to be 3:1 in terms of carbohydrates to protein. So macronutrient counting, what that would look like is 60 grams of carbs to 20 grams of protein. That could be as easy as a couple glasses of milk. Depending upon the type of milk, depending upon the brand, you'll have to look at the macros. But a 3:1 carb to protein ratio within 30 minutes after a lift or an exercise session, whatever that looks like, to 60 minutes would be the cap. That recovery window is when the muscle fibers are the most sensitive to both insulin and protein uptake. So having a 3:1 carb to protein ratio, either in a snack or a fluid. I'm going to give you about 5 to 10 snacks that could potentially have this ratio that you could take as you're traveling, that you could have prepared with you in a bag. Because a lot of times athletes are busy, they're very type A, they've got a lot on their plate, and food is something really, really hard to prioritize. But if you're wanting to meet these goals, fueling is 33%, if not more, of the puzzle. So string cheese and cottage cheese both require some sort of cooling or refrigeration. It's easier in the wintertime. Cheddar cheese sticks and crackers, that would be a great carbohydrate ratio because of the carb content or the lactose content in cheese and crackers. Granola bars are great. They typically have a little bit more fat than protein, but just taking a look at the type of bar. And then there's different sports bars. There are Kirkland or Costco typically has a really good carb to protein ratio. But then there's more endurance bars like Cliff or Luna. You're going to want to watch the added sugars and watch the fiber content if you have any GI issues. Trail mix, jerky, rice cakes, dried fruit, nuts, fresh fruit, pretzels, or raw veggies are all going to focus more on your carb content paired with the protein like the jerky or some sort of lean meat. Some people are going to get on the processed meats and the nitrates, so you could get those without nitrates. But combinations for snacks, crackers and cheese, crackers and peanut butter, fruit and crackers. Whole grain crackers are going to have some protein if you're following any sort of plant-based. Hopefully this gives you some ideas on the wheels turning. You don't just want to focus on protein. You need that carb content in order to build new tissue. Hopefully this helps, and good luck on your training.